we are actually going to cover MX Home Pro and Total Control, two networked control systems that URC has to offer. We're going to go over the differences and really explain when to use MX Home Pro, when to use Total Control, where they both fit. Get a lot of questions, you know, coming by my desk saying, will this fit, will that fit, what should we use? Hopefully this webinar answers a lot of those questions for you so you guys can go out and spec the appropriate system for the job you need to do. So why don't we get rolling here? First, we're going to really quickly go over URC in general. Some of you guys may not be familiar with URC. Today is the age of automation. Everybody hears IoT, Internet of Things, smart hub. You know, there's all these different terms out there. A smart home, and everybody wants it because that's what they see on the channel. So URC is a leader in the smart home technology realm. So they embrace Internet of Things. They look seamlessly to be able to connect their home, digital AV. They've been in the AV industry and control for forever, and they're staying up to date on what the customer needs. You know, it's to be able to turn your customer's home into a smart home. The two systems they have to offer are MX Home Pro and Total Control. Both are designed exclusively through the CEDIA channel. Okay, this is not something you guys can walk into Best Buy and buy and get. So it is designed for you guys. It's sold through either direct or through distribution. So that way you guys can be able to keep your margins, keep your pricing, and not get price shopped. There's obviously always continual new product development going on. There's massive integration partners with URC, and it has one of the largest databases for IR and growing IP controls. Are we recording versions of this webinar? We are recording them, yes. They are on our YouTube channel, and we will post a link a little later, or you can reach out to Capital Sales on that. So let's, sorry, that was a question that just came in, guys. I want to get that answered real quick. MX Home Pro. Let's go into the two lines, and then we'll go into the differences between them. We're going to do a brief overview real quick. MX Home Pro is very simple to program, and it's an easy-to-operate system. It's able to give you control of home theater, whole home music, lighting, cameras, door locks, Z-Wave sensors, thermostats, Z-Wave, any Z-Wave product. We'll just say in there as well. It's perfect for your primary or vacation homes, townhouses, condos, smaller systems. Okay, and I'm going to get into later when we start going between the two products. You'll see really where they lie. It's ideal for an entry point to new customers going into smart home. Why did URC come out with MX Home Pro? All you guys that are on this webinar have probably used Complete Control products for many years, and great rock solid product. The issue is, and not exactly an issue, but the downside of, or limitation of Complete Control is it only has the ability to control IR devices. That doesn't work so well in a smart home. You need IP control for that, and that's where MX Home Pro came in. They didn't want to get rid of CCP because everybody, it's known and loved, and it works great in a lot of places. They didn't want to have to try and re-engineer something that's already worked, so they just decided we're going to make a new line. So this is MX Home Pro. The way MX Home Pro works is it actually, you program it via a secure cloud server. You don't have software on your computer. So there's pros and cons to that. The pro is anybody, with any laptop, iPhone, iPad, tablet, can log into the web browser and do your programming. So text, you don't need any proprietary software. You don't need a computer on site. You got a tablet, great. So very easy to program. Give me 1 second here, guys. Somebody hopped on, and Okay, you guys can still hear me. Somebody else hopped on and we could hear them talking. So, all right. What also gives that the ability then is it's fast and simple setup and servicing with it being a cloud-based system. So you don't need to have, like I said, that software, learn it. It's really quick and easy. It takes really minutes, not hours, to program. It is menu-driven. It's not like Complete Control where it's a blank slate. It's menu-driven, which makes it a lot quicker to program. We're not getting in the differences between Complete Control and MX Zone Pro. This is MX Zone Pro in Total Control. So it is menu-driven for programming and updates. It's, like I said, it's programmed via the internet. So you can use any type of device that connects to the internet and has a web browser, which gives you the ability to service it from anywhere without having to roll a truck. Your files are never lost because they're stored on the cloud. How many of you guys have had system or computers crash and you lost all your data? That really sucks when that happens. You don't have to worry about that anymore. It also gives you the ability to, URC has done a great job to be able to get trained. We're working on setting up a training live, so you can do it in person. You can do it on live webinars. I just did one not too long ago on MX Home Pro. It was more of an overview, but URC does live webinars on it, in-depth training, and they have self-paced courses on MX Home Pro for training. So many options to get trained. The product, it consists of a smart hub, a mobile app, and a remote. Smart hub is the brain of the system. It can be connected via wireless or hardwired. It can, let me restate that, it can be connected confidently, connected wirelessly or hardwired. So it works very well on wireless. You don't have to worry about making sure that that wireless is good. This was designed around an ISP's modem router combo to work with them. So very forgiving on a network. So it can be, as long as you have a wireless signal with your phone, you're going to be able to connect it with this wireless. So very easy retrofit there. It's a huge huge plus over Total Control. It has the ability to control main room for entertainment. Okay, main room, or I would like to say it has the ability to control a single room for entertainment, not main room, a single room for entertainment. Okay. It also has the ability to control smart home devices throughout the home. So Z-Wave lighting, Lutron Raw 2, Caseta, all those things can control throughout the house. But the entertainment system is going to be only locally. If you have something like Denon Hios or Sonos, you're going to be able to control that throughout the house. Mobile app, it's free. Awesome. Unlimited for iOS and Android devices. Control the system at your home or when you're away, meaning you have off-site control as well. It does have an in-app launcher for third-party apps and multi-location control. In layman's terms, URC did not create two-way modules for the iPhone because it's very hard to create a module that works as well as the manufacturer like Denon app or Sonos app. Everybody loves the Sonos app and everybody loves the Denon app. It's a lot of resources to try and make that app the same inside of URC. So what they did is they made an in-app launcher. So right inside the URC MX Home Pro app, you hit Denon, and it's going to jump you to the Denon app. Very nice, easy solution. It also has a remote control, LCD Wi-Fi remote, again, designed around cable modem, ISP modem router combos. That gives you the ability to easily connect to any network. It gives you the control of any main room or entertainment, just like the phone. You can also control smart home devices throughout the house. Two-way graphic feedback, so if you're controlling lighting or audio, you're going to see that feedback. Be able to view cameras right on the phone, just like in Total Control. A lot of these features, if you've done Total Control, same stuff, okay? It's perfect for a lean back TV viewing, meaning it has all of the info right on the remote and allows for the creation of a custom interface, meaning you can put in different graphics. We're going to get into that. It's not fully custom, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Z-Wave, like we said, any Z-Wave device, URC makes a Z-Wave gateway. It's a ZW2. So that gives you the ability for lighting, locks, sensors. We're not going to get into Z-Wave. That can be another webinar later. But you're able to tie that into MX Home Pro. Total control. We're going to really fly through this because we've done a lot of total control trainings. It's expandable, scalable, custom home integration, and automation. Okay, this one is an automation system. MX Home Pro really isn't an automation system. Big difference. We're going to get into that a little bit later. It has the ability to do AV, displays, media streaming, lighting, all this stuff, plus more that MX Home Pro can do. Primary controller is hardwired only, okay? The system is stored locally on the controller. It's not cloud-based. It does have a astronomical clock to be able to trigger macros. One other thing, this one has RS-232 sensors and 12-volt triggers. Those three things MX Home Pro does not have. So MX Home Pro does not have RS-232. It does not have sensor ports, and it does not have 12-volt triggers. Okay, so those are a couple things that you get with total control. Two-way feedback with URC and third-party devices. Same with MX Home Pro. Local and off-site control. Same there. Off-site programming. Yes, not as clean as MX Home Pro. Okay. MX Home Pro is strictly cloud-based programming. This one you actually log into a server, so it's a little different and a little less forgiving off-site programming than MX Home Pro is. It also has an astronomical clock, like stated before. This one is rack mountable, where the MX Home Pro is a small little base station. Also has the ability to expand up to 32 rooms with one master controller. And then by able to do that with auxiliary base stations that we have there. Okay, audio. URC Total Control has audio, the ability to tie in the URC amplifiers, where MX Home Pro does not yet. It has streaming media players, single room multi-zone amps. MX Home Pro does support third party. So if you're buying from Capital, then Helios ties great into MX Home Pro, as well as other third-party streamers as well. Interfaces. Obviously, you see a lot more interfaces available through Total Control. Total Control gives you two different remote options: the MX820, the TRC820, the TRC1080 remote, the 7100 keypad right there. That's a tabletop version. That's a little sneak peek there, guys. It's not released yet, but that's what it's looking like. TKP 7600, and then single game controller, and then iOS and Android. All right. There's the overview of Total Control and MX Home Pro. Let's go through the differences, okay? MX Home Pro and Total Control both have IR control. All right, RS-232. MX Home Pro does not have RS-232 control. Total Control does, okay? IP control. MX Home Pro does have IP control, but it's only ones that URC supplies. They do not have the ability to write in custom IP commands yet for MX Home Pro. Is that going to change in the future? Maybe, probably, but it's not there yet. So I'm saying yes, only pre-built ones from MX Home Pro. Total Control has the ability to write custom IP commands. Okay, so you are a little reliant on, or you are reliant on the URC's IP database for MX Home Pro. Just keep that in mind. Changing graphics on buttons. MX Home Pro is a yes. You can change the graphics. Only the ones provided by URC. Okay, you can't do custom graphics in MX Home Pro yet. Will that change? Maybe. I don't know. So right now, yes, only pre-built. Total Control has the ability to do custom graphics. on the buttons, not full custom graphics. Jumping to modules in macros. MX Home Pro is definitely a no, okay? Meaning you can't say, I want to turn on all AV gear and I want to jump into my Lutron RAW 2 module. Okay, you can't do that. You can add commands of modules inside MX Home Pro, which would be, I want to turn on lighting while I'm turning on my AV gear. You just can't do a jump into a module with MX Home Pro. You can do it with Total Control. All right? Room audio linking with URC amps. Obviously, MX Home Pro is a no. We already talked about that. It is a single AV entertainment solution, MX Home Pro is. You do have the ability to, if you're doing Denon HEOS or something inside that app, you can do room linking that way, but you can't do it with URC apps like you're used to with Total Control. Rearranging TCL modules on the remote. Okay, that is a no as well with MX Home Pro. Will that change? Again, a lot of these things, MX Home Pro is a newer product. Well, some of these no's may turn into yeses, but right now, it's a no. Total Control, you can. Custom UI in the rooms? No. What I mean by custom UI in the rooms is, can I do a different user interface on my iPad than on my kid's iPad? No, you can't. Total Control, you can do different profiles. MX Home Pro, you cannot. Okay. Also, MX Home Pro, like I stated before, does not have sensor inputs on the back of it. So you can't use the URC sensors. It also doesn't have a whole house off. Reason being is it's not a whole house control system. Okay, it does have the ability to control things throughout the house, like lighting, like shades, audio from like Denon or something. And then the main control, it's more of a single room solution that has the ability to tie into whole house control devices. Now you can tie those devices into your off button if you wanted, but it doesn't have a pre-built whole house off like Total Control does. All right. Multiple room control from the remote, that's definitely a no. Okay, it doesn't have that rooms button to jump between rooms like Total Control does. Okay, it is that remote or that iPad or whatever is controlling the room that you put it in. Okay, so keep that in mind. I like to see this as a smart room control. Not really smart house, smart room control. It has the ability to tie into the house, but it's more of a smart room control, single room solution. Wi-Fi master processor. Let's get out. Now we're getting into the yeses for MX Home Pro, the no's for Total Control. Wi-Fi master processor, yes. So retrofit, perfect. You got a Wi-Fi, which rolls into the next one. Works on virtually any network. I put this in, I ran this by URC. URC really didn't like that statement, but after I told them, they were like, yeah, okay. URC works on virtually any network. Reason being, again, like I stated before, MX Home Pro was designed around being used with the internet service providers, cable, or modem routers. You do not need to build a big, massive network for this to work, to be able to use this. People that have used Total Control understand that it is much more reliant on the network. First thing, if you call tech support, they're going to say, what do you have for networking products if you're using Total Control? That question does not happen with MX Home Pro. So that's huge. Cloud-based programming. MX Home Pro does have cloud-based programming. We already talked about that, where Total Control does not. Also, if you guys have programmed Total Control, you'll love the next one. Quick download. I'm talking 10, 15, max of 30 seconds to download over the cloud. I mean, very, very quick. If you've done Total Control, you do it, you hit the download, and take a break. So it's very quick downloading. Variables, they both have variable control options. They both have event timers. They both have modules inside of iOS, meaning pre-built. Remember how I said MX Home Pro uses in-app launcher. It does not have the modules built into the iOS and Android. For Lutron Raw 2, all of those modules, they do have them in the remote, but they use the native app inside the iOS and Android. What that does is it's a few things. It makes it definitely more reliable because you don't have to rely on third parties trying to tie it in. Also, much quicker development of modules because they only have to build one for the remote. They don't have to build one for iOS or Android. So great solution with URC on that MX Home Pro. Total Control does have built-in modules. It does have a in-app launcher as well. In-app jumps. That's what I just stated. Now, MX Home Pro does have a max of 8 in-app launchers or in-app jumps that you can do. Okay. Total Control, I haven't got an exact answer on how many there is, so I didn't put one down. Most people aren't going to use more than 8 anyways. Those are really the big differences. MX Home Pro, again, just to clarify, is not really an automation system. It's a smart home control system for single room. So you want control another room, you buy another processor, buy another remote. Okay. Total Control is a whole house automation system. There's pros and cons to both of those. Total Control, it is a little more expensive hardware, not a lot, but there's a lot more third-party stuff that's going to go into it as well. You got to look at networking, you know, a lot of that stuff. Whereas MX Home Pro, much more forgiving. Okay. So before we get into questions, training day special. You guys love this. Every time I do a webinar, I try and do a training day special. This is for only you guys that attended the training. There are 73 people that attended this training, so 73 of you guys have the ability to take advantage of this special. Okay, this is only for 24 hours, so you need to take advantage of it. Okay, you can do one of each. You can't buy 5 of each. You can do one of each starter package. Okay, so if you want to buy the MX Home Pro starter package and the Z-Wave starter package, you can do that. You can buy just the Z-Wave starter package, or you can buy just the MX Home Pro package. So this is only for you guys. This is not for anybody else. After this is done, webinar is done, I take the attendance list. I email it to the account managers, so they will verify that you attended this training. So again, great prices. Take advantage of it, guys. Get this in your hand. MX Home Pro is a really cool solution for a lot of situations. If you guys are doing complete control, MX Home Pro, you're going to love it because it's a drop-in just like complete control, but it gives you now the IP control, the two-way, what the generation nowadays is looking for. Everybody wants more data. They've got smartphones. Everybody's got a smartphone. Why does my remote not do that? Now you have that solution. You'll give them it. Okay, without having to build a big $10,000 network and control system. All right? Questions. Let's roll through the questions. Let me see here. Any plans for an MX990 style remote in Total Control? That I cannot answer. Okay? I'm just going to leave it at that. That I cannot answer. So that's why we back up. I'm guessing that was the comment that I made. If we had any computers crash, yes, backups are great. But even when they're stored locally first, sometimes you don't have time before it backs up, before it crashes. I hope you guys all back up, but with a cloud server, you don't need to worry about it. Next question, but on the remote, you will see two-way modules work. Yes, you will see two-way modules work on the remote. They just do not build them for the iOS or Android because there's already apps built for it. Makes it much quicker for development of modules for the remote. Quicker turnaround time. Next question. This sounds like a bridge between full-on install and quick install using existing parts and apps. Love it. And bingo, buddy. That's right. That's what it was built for, to make it really nice and easy to be able to take advantage of IoT without having to get a big standalone automation system and a big network. I've had issues with MX Home Pro for a simple one-room application. If the IR or IP code database isn't correct, TiVo color buttons, for example, there's no way for me to resolve it. It goes to development when I've never heard back. IR, you do have the ability to learn in. Okay, if the color buttons are incorrect, IR control, you can definitely remap them. IP control, on the other hand, like I stated, there is no custom driver. You are reliant on URC's database. So if they are incorrect, unfortunately, you are correct. That has to go to development. You should have heard back from them. I would reach back out to them, though. They should have given you a case number. Anytime you call the tech support, they should give you a case number. So you can hound them daily if you want. But IR control, you can relearn remap codes and learn them right in. IP control, you cannot. Does MX Home Pro support IP control with just add power? I would have to look in the database to take a peek. If you want, first of all, I would say get an MX Home Pro system. Just add power, I don't know for sure. I would have to look it up. Okay. Currently using Harmony Elite, any comparisons? Well, Harmony Elite versus URC, first of all, it's going to be a lot better warranty. You do get some of the same features with Harmony than you do with MX Home Pro, but you also get some other features, much nicer Z-Wave integration, much nicer third-party AV control, and automation option or IP options. So, you know, you're really looking at more of a Harmony Elite DIY option compared to a CI. So it's hard to compare. I hope I just did that for you. Can CCP be used with either MX Home Pro or Total Control in any fashion? CCP, let me tell you this right now. Any complete control remote cannot be used with Total Control or MX Home Pro. Okay, that is the official statement from URC. There is one base station that can be used between Total Control and Complete Control, and that is the MRX2, because it is a networked base station. Other than that, the lines cannot work together. Okay, let's just draw the line in the sand there. So, how does it handle Zone 2 or multi-zone or receiver like Denon's or Onkyo's? Just like it does on Complete Control, you would have another option that you can put a button on and call it Zone 2. You do have some, customization you can do that. You're just not going to be able to tie it to a full another room. If you wanted to do a second remote and put it in that other room, you can do that for Zone 2. Let's see here. Ken and how does Home Pro system in one home work? Ken and how does 2 Home Pro systems? Okay, I gotcha. Sorry, I had to read that one twice. Basically, it'd be under one programming system. What you would do is you would put in 2 base stations, 2 remotes, or 1 base station, 2 remotes, and you would assign them for each room. The remote would be in that room. It would be only control of that room. iOS, you would be able to flip between the 2 controllers, the 2 remotes of each room. So that's how it works with 2 or more in one control system. Let's see here. You said to order another system for a second system. Are there 2 different logins for the client then? No, it's all under one. It is all under one program. So when you open up the remote, or open up the app, you're going to see both rooms in the app. You're going to select which room you want to control. Do you need the Z-Wave control to control the quick set Kivo and Hunter Douglas automation shades? Hunter Douglas automation shades, it really depends on if you're using a Z-Wave, what Hunter Douglas. Are you looking at PowerView? And that then is going to be IP controlled, not Z-Wave. And I know they have PowerView, a PowerView module for Total Control. I don't know if they've released one yet for MX Home Pro. I'd have to look. Last time I looked, they did not yet, but what they're doing is starting with the modules that have been built for Total Control and writing them for MX Home Pro. So if it's not in there yet, it should be soon. Can MX Home Pro do IR out of the remote like CCP? No. Just like with URC, it is all through a base station. Okay. How does MXHP powered and charged like the MX820? Yes, it is. The remote is charged via a micro USB or USB cable on the bottom of it. Can you use MX Home Pro and Total Control in the same system? No, you can't. It is two systems. Every system with Total that URC makes you cannot integrate two together. So if you're doing MX Home Pro, you have MX Home Pro. If you're doing Total Control, you have Total Control. All right. Is Alexa integration coming? I would like to say I do know that Alexa is coming for Total Control, and I'm sure it's going to be coming for MX Home Pro, but I haven't got an official statement on that yet from URC. Can you put day special back on screen? Yes, I can. There it is right there. There's the day special. Let's see here. Does the MX Home Pro remote send IR directly? I already stated that. No, it does not. It has to go through the base station. The base station does have 4 IR ports on it and also an IR blaster. But you do not, since there is you're able to do variable tracking in there and if-else statements, just like with Total Control, it does have to go through a processor to make sure that the commands get there. Does it get the TRF-CW2 to work with the MX Home Pro? The THC100 does not work with MX Home Pro because it is a Zigbee thermostat, and the MX Home Pro is all strictly Wi-Fi and network-based, but it will work with a lot of Wi-Fi thermostats out there, and virtually any Z-Wave thermostat. Remote access. You don't need a DNS to install, handled from the cloud. Yes, everything is handled through the cloud. You do not need a DDNS anymore for MX Home Pro. Do you know why they don't have IP control for DirecTV yet? It's just, it's on the list. I do know that. I don't know why they haven't released it. They may have released it since I checked last. I did check a couple days ago, and they do release IP drivers a lot in that. I don't know why. I do know it's on the list. I just don't know where it is on the list yet. Are the keys backlit? For the, hold on one second. I can actually tell you here. I've got a remote right in front of me. I do know with the TRC820, the backlit is only on the top. I do not know if they backlit the whole thing on the 500, but give me a second here. I will boot it up, and I will tell you. No, it is not. The only ones that are backlit are the buttons on the top of the screen, the home button, and the left and right button. The lower part of the remote is not backlit at this time. Does it work with Nuvo? You know what? Why don't I just do this? This will help you guys. I'm going to exit out of this here. I'm going to open up a new window. You guys can still see my screen. Let me remote in real quick, and we'll take a look at a system. Not that one. Give me a second here. You guys want to know what is available for advanced modules right now. I hope everybody can still see my screen. We're going to take a look at what advanced modules are in the system right now. We have Lutron Caseta. These are all two-way modules, okay, guys? Coolmaster, Denon, Philips, Lutron, Sonos, Bose Sound Touch, Nest Thermostat, Honeywell, and Z-Wave. So Nuvo is not in the system yet for full two-way. They do have IR control. I don't know if they have IP control yet. So I hope that answers your questions. I don't know where Nuvo lands on the list. That's going to be a question for URC. Let's see here. What is preferred Z-Wave thermostat for MX Home Pro? You know, there's a lot of them out there. I cannot tell you exactly which one would be preferred. So I do know that they're doing the Honeywell, and URC has a partnership with Honeywell now. So that way may be one. April Air does also very nice thermostats. Let's see here. Do I need a separate Z-Wave controller for each room? No. You don't need a separate Z-Wave controller for each Home Pro. Let's see here. How long is the special valid? It is 24 hours, 1 day. Okay, so pretty much, let's just say, get your orders in a day. Okay, you want a special, get her in a day. That way you don't run out of time. Do I have any programming screenshots? I've actually got it right here in front of me. I hope you guys can still see my screen. You can actually take a peek, and we can now look at the overview if we wanted to. I've got 3 buttons on here. This is just actually, this is our display model. And we can come in here, we can relay out where the buttons land, hard buttons if we wanted to. We have the ability to go back in, and again, I'm not going to get, this isn't really a programming session here, but it is menu-based. So I did state that we can learn in IR codes. I can come in here and I can learn to an existing device. I can pick my television, and let's say it was one of those hard buttons. I can now find, there's my red, green, blue, yellow, and I can learn in a new command if it's not correct. Okay. So we can go through more programming later if need be, or they do, URC does have webinars as well on programming. The MX, there is one variable output on it. They aren't all variable outputs, but it is routable. Is MX Home Pro powerful enough to manage the whole house lighting? Yes, because it's not reliant on MX Home Pro at that point. It's the ZW2. The MX Home Pro is only pulling info from the ZW2, so it's definitely able to do 20+ loads. Have pre-wired a new home with 4 separate surround sounds, Onkios, receivers, homes, cameras, with 4 cameras, Ring, locks, HVAC. Would this be the best solution? Basically, with that, there would be 4 rooms. MX Home Pro, you could put this in every room in the house. It's just going to be its own system in every one. It would be one program, but each one would be its own system, and then you can actually access all of those as well from that room. So you can do this if you wanted with MX Home Pro, definitely. What you're not going to get is the automation features. But a lot of people don't take advantage of the automation features anyways because it takes a lot of time to program. So MX Home Pro may be a better solution for you on that front. Can you link a Z-Wave device from multiple companies? Yes. Z-Wave is a standard. Like, we're going to do a Z-Wave training in a little while. Another webinar coming up is going to be on Z-Wave. But the beautiful thing with Z-Wave is that it's not proprietary. Any Z-Wave device can work with any other Z-Wave device. So with Z-Wave, you don't look at, can it be controlled? Look at quality of it. Okay, you get what you pay for with Z-Wave. Okay, why do I want to buy a $60 switch versus a $20 or $30 switch? Because the $30 switch may burn out. And the $6 switch will probably have more features, better warranty, so on and so forth. So you get more control. It's not that you can't control, you get more control, more range depending on what chip is in it, and better quality. Okay, so that's a huge thing. Is the latency of the MX Home Pro iPhone app just as slow as Total Control? No, I think what you're talking about with the latency is inside modules. And no, it's not, because you're not relying on the modules written by URC. How do we place an order with the discount? The way this is going to work is you're going to reach out. Do not place the order online, okay? Give a call to your account manager. Tell him what you want. Tell him you attended the training. He'll verify you attended the training. And he will put in the order at the discount, okay? That's how you want to do the take advantage of it. So I know some of you guys really like to do it online. I want to make sure you get the discount. So give your account manager a call and just tell them you attended the training. They'll be getting this as soon as I'm done with this webinar. Within a couple minutes of getting done with this webinar, we will get the account managers the list so they can verify. Okay. Did I answer everybody's questions? If not, or I know how questions pop up as soon as we end the webinar. Feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me an email. Shoot your account manager an email. We can get those answered. And I know as soon as I ask that question and make that statement, more of them come rolling in. It seems retro is a PIA because you can't control the TV via an IR blast. Your equipment is in a cabinet and the TV is hanging on the wall. No control wireless for IR. You would have to get 2 processors at that point. Okay, you'd have to go, if you wanted to do that, you would go with 2 base stations. One, the base station is very small. Okay, it's only about 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches by less than 1 inch thick. So it is really small. It has the ability to mount on a wall. So you can buy a second base station and put it behind that TV. Okay, that would be an option if you want it. Can you change dimmers to lamp style? I'm not sure. I'll have to get that check on that, or you can ask your account manager. We can take a look at it as well. Just depends what we have and what we can do. So, will this base station work with dual head emitters or dual head flashers? I am going to say yes, it will, as long as you are not extending the emitters. We have seen issues. We had one person that did that used this in a sports bar, and they used dual head emitters, and they extended them 50 feet, 100 feet. And at that point, there wasn't enough power. Okay, so that is what you're going to be running into if you do dual head emitters. It does have, if you want to do dual head emitters in the rack, you can. Okay, I was told once you link a Z-Wave device to one system, it's tied to that system. Limitation of Z-Wave. It is tied to one master controller. Okay, just like Total Control has one processor, Z-Wave has one master controller. What you would do, I'm guessing you're talking about if you have a security system that has Z-Wave and you want to use that keypad for control. Your Z-Wave, your TRS ZW2 would be the master gateway. That would be your master controller. And then you can add slave controllers or keypads to that. But there is one central system. So I hope that answers that question. Can you split an IR port using separate powered IR blocks? Yes, you can. So can you use multiple interfaces used with one controller mirrored? Yes, you can add 2 remotes controlling one base station. You can add an iOS and Android, multiple iOS, multiple Android with a remote, one base station. In Z-Wave, is it 2-way communication? Yes, it is. So, all right, guys. I'll answer this one last question here, okay? And then we'll the rest of the questions let's take offline. But let's see here. Is the base station AC powered? And how big is the transformer? Will it fit behind an ultra slim static bracket behind a TV? It is not. Well, it is a wall wart. Okay, I've got it right here. Wall wart is let's see here. Output 12 DC 5 volts, 2,000 milliamps. It's about 1.5 inches coming off the wall, about 2 inches long, about 1 inch wide. Okay, it's going to be kind of your standard plug-in wall wart. So I hope that answers the question. And is there any plans to make Total Control cloud-based? The existing Total Control that we have right now, probably not. They are working on a completely new software for Total Control. That, you have to wait to see the details. So I'm going to leave with that, guys. If you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to me or reach out to your account manager. Be happy to answer any more questions. Please take advantage of this of the training day special here. Okay, great piece. Get some in, play with them. You know, the best way to learn is to actually play with it yourself. So take advantage of it. You get it. Give me a call if you have any questions, or shoot me an email. Get on the phone. We can make sure that you don't run into any issues. So again, thanks guys for taking the time out of your day, hopping on the webinar. I hope it was drew the lines a little better on where you should jump, when you should go to Total Control, where MX Home Pro fits. So again, thanks guys for attending, and I hope to hear from all you guys soon.